Hi everyone, this is Mike Gordon here, and I've been waiting for a long time to tackle a perfect playthrough of this game. We all know what it is, it's Sonic the Hedgehog. Perfect game conditions are as follows. Complete the game with all 6 Chaos Emeralds. That's right, 6. There is no Super Sonic or 7th Chaos Emerald in this game. And the reason why it took such a long time for me to finally cover Sonic the Hedgehog for my perfect playthrough is simple. It's literally because this is probably the one game I'm not the most altruistic in. No. I mean, I'm really big on Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles, so I kind of decided I wanted to record gameplay footage I'm actually really proud of. And despite some mistakes here and there, I've actually kind of really liked how this turned out. You know, I wanted a decently fast time, and I felt that I owe you guys proper gameplay footage reflecting my actual skills. And I also want to get it under an hour too, that helps. That's actually kind of easy with this game, especially if you know some of the little secrets here. Now there's technically a shortcut I could have taken back there that's technically a little faster, but it's kind of hard to land. And I overjumped, so I have to do that. And though I missed my target, I actually recovered. Alright. And that's a pretty straightforward Green Hill Act 2. My fastest time in Act 2 is 35 seconds, by the way, and my fastest time for Act 1, I think, is 29 seconds. The real time would be 30. And in these special stages, as well as some stupid crap in Marble and especially Springyard Zone, are the reasons why it took me such a long time to actually get a perfect playthrough of this game out. But I actually got pretty, I kind of recovered quickly for the second emerald here. Pro tip, if you really want to get good at the special stages, my recommendation is to take on the level select screen, do the level select cheat code, which is up, down, left, right, ace, and then press start. Alright, that's actually really good. And then keep getting the Chaos Emeralds in the special stages. And I overshot that. And a good bounce. And a good recovery. And, kind of slowing down a bit here. And you want to grind the Chaos Emeralds, my recommendation, do the level select code, select special stage. After you clear the special stage and get your continue, if you get one, I would soft reset the game, which is either by hitting the reset button, or I think you press pause and then C and then unpause or something like that, I don't know. On the Genesis, it's usually just safe to hit the reset button on the Genesis console. Rinse, repeat 6 times until you get all the emeralds. Do that enough times, and eventually you can actually have the courage to actually do these emeralds. I want to take my time on Marble Zone, simply because there's a lot of cheat shit in this stage. And by the way, I think I end up getting every ring in this stage. However, perfect bonuses would not be rewarded until Sonic 2. So getting every ring in the stage doesn't really do anything. Alright, I'm just waiting for some safeties here. Gonna let that thing move up. Yeah, I'm just taking my time. I'm not speedrunning Marble Zone. I think I sort of did some speedrun strats in Marble Act 2. But that was improvised. And I decided to just get every ring in the stage, just for the heck of it. Why? Because we're this late in, might as well. That's it for Marble Act 1. My fastest time in Marble Act 1 is like minute 38 or something, minute 38, minute 40. But again, I don't really want to rush Marble Zone. It's very easy to get hurt, lose all your rings, and not be able to recover. In fact, Marble Zone and Spring Yard Zone are pretty much the levels responsible for me resetting so many times. And this special stage in particular is probably the worst one in the entire game, bar none. It's the third one. But regardless, I got the Chaos Emerald. And here's a bit of a speedrun strat. You want to wait for the flames to go down. Alright, back up speedrun strats. Right here. But now I have to make up the difference. Because there aren't a lot of rings in this stage, especially not during its remainder. I think you get there's like 30 free rings from ring boxes, and then there's like a few others just scattered all throughout. So I do not want to get hit a second time. I'll take out that. But by the way, if you move too quickly on that, if you spin dash too quickly into the counter killer, which I think is the name of the badnik, you could actually still get hurt from its body, even if you kill it. And I lost the shield. That sucks. And I didn't really know if there were 20 more rings between now and the end of the stage, so I went back for those two monitors. And good, I have another shield. And this is basically game, set, and match. But I guess my instincts turn out to be pretty spot on. And it isn't. And because I have more rings than there are time bonuses I could get, I had no reason to wait for the second longer. It wouldn't have been faster anyways. So this is probably the easiest stage to potentially get a 1-up in. And definitely the easiest to get a continue, and it's pretty automated. And I make it through pretty quickly. So while the third special stage was hell, the fourth special stage could be considered therapeutic. Now I don't really have to worry about taking damage, I just have to make sure I don't fall. Alright. And, so far so good. Alright, that was pretty, dope. You know what? I'm lame. I should not be using slang like dope. You know, I kinda get triggered when Spike Lee calls his movies joints. Like, no, call it films. You know, they're entertainment, they're not drugs. It's just cringe. And again, so Spike Lee. Alright, I do not want to fall. That would pretty much guarantee a reset. And, here's some. And, this actually went really, really well. So, yeah, that was a really good Marble Act 3. I think that my time, the fastest time was a little faster. But I digress, I'll take it. And, Spring Yard is really tough for a whole host of reasons. Acts 1 and 2 are all three acts are very easy to mess up. And particularly close to the end, it's easy to lose all your rings. And that kind of sucked. I want to bounce off the 1-up monitor, but I missed. And I basically realized I did not have enough rings for a 1-up. Wanna get that? Could have been a lot faster, but I didn't have a. But I wanted to get an extra life. You kind of want to be able to tell whether or not you want to get the 1-up, get some extra lives and some extra rings and stuff, versus just completing the stage fast. Ooh. That was some close calls right here. And for the record, I'm not recording this audio live with the rest of the video. I'm actually doing it afterwards for a couple reasons. Number one, there was just way too much lag during my playthroughs. And number two, I really can't talk and play. I really can't talk and play Sonic at the same time. Alright? And this is kind of a dickish moment in the perfect playthrough. Right? Want to make sure I don't run into those spike balls here. Ooh, that was a close one. But I would have had other ways of making up the difference. And then I just completely blow it here. Come on, get up there. I almost consider reset at that point, but I was like, I had to press on. Alright, oh boy. The reason why I want to take the upper route is to avoid the lower route, like the plague. It is a really dangerous route. However, eventually I would have to go back down here anyways. Alright, and now it doesn't really matter. But it's cool. I get an extra life out of this anyways. And that's pretty good. Again, it could have been a little faster, but I gotta pick my poison here. And I'm just going straight for the kill here. If the special stage doesn't give me any problems. And it gave me a little bit of a hiccup, but I made it through just fine enough. Now, the run pretty much dies based on Spring Yard Act 3 and Scrap Brain Act 1 will make or break the run. Ooh. It is very easy to die at that part, but that was a mad Act 3 start. Alright. I'll be careful here. Alright, good. And sometimes, oh, come on! Sometimes it's really easy to get stuck in these places, and I would probably force a reset, but I'm basically determined to keep this going. The opening at Spring Yard Act 3 opening is enough to keep pushing forward. And I'm gonna try to get this. And I actually learned not to take the spring upwards here because it's actually the longer route. And I completely bungled this. And I missed the jump. And that's my first. And actually, I'm gonna tell you straight up, this is my only death of the run. If I kept dying at this part, I would have gone with the reset. And this is another one that's easy to die. But I made it all work. That's the first one where I had some hiccups here and there, including that death, but I'm gonna keep this going. A lot of things can also go wrong in Labyrinth, but it's not the biggest deal in the world for me. I'm gonna take a safety shield here. And easy to take up the grounder. I don't even know if that's what it's called. I just recall that the enemy in Sonic 2 that's just like that is called Grounder. And it also happens to be the name of one of the badniks in the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. You know, the stupid green one. Ooh. Very easy to slip off that platform. If I did that, that would have resulted in a reset. Surprisingly, I did not land on the spikes. That's usually how I proceed as planned. And for whatever reason, I did not get the spin dash there. You actually can't... you can't actually spin dash like you can in Sonic 2 onwards. You basically have to roll around on the ground. You move around and then you press down while in movement. That's how you spin dash. Labyrinth Zone 2 is very, very straightforward. There are no shortcuts in Labyrinth Act 2. Similar to Marble 2, not having any shortcuts. Or Marble 1 for that matter. Yeah, I just got out of there before the drowning music started playing. You're gonna hear that one. Twice in this stage. And, it is actually possible to zip to the end of the stage by staying on the block while it's moving, but I prefer to play Sonic 2 glitchless. For a couple of reasons. Number one, I'm not really good enough at pulling off the glitches, and number two, I don't think glitches basically allow you to skip through entire portions of the game. Alright, I'm like, okay, I gotta wait for that. I was extremely bold because I thought I could actually make it without waiting for the bubbles, but I was wrong. Alright. Just jump there. That would have been bad if I land on the spikes. In Sonic 1, there's a glitch. There's like the double spike glitch where you have absolutely no invincibility, where your invincibility frames don't do jack when you land on the spikes. And I pull a switch there. Very easy to mess up Labyrinth Act 3. I want to get an extra breath of air before proceeding any further, because it's very, 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 very easy to die at this part. And see, and that's the reason why. Speedrunners can actually make it all the way to the... It's actually possible to make it to the very end without having to wait for the air bubbles, but it's dangerous. Like, really freaking dangerous. Get another bubble just to be safe. Because one time I had to start all over again because I drowned. Power Zone is more of a cheap stage with a lot of cheap obstacles rather than a hard one. I mean, it is basically a common misconception that Labyrinth Zone is the hardest zone in the entire series. And while I could see that being the case for the hardest level in Sonic 1, or even the Sonic series as a whole, I would disagree. The main Genesis Sonic titles, anyways, I would have to disagree. General consensus among Sonic fans is that Eggman Land and Sonic Unleashed, which is the final level, is the hardest level in Sonic history. I would say pretty much every level from Sonic 2 on the Game Gear is harder. But that's it for Labyrinth Zone. Starlight is actually really easy. Especially if you actually know what the lay of the land. General thumb is tops. General thumb, the higher you are, the better you'll be. And I screw up a bit here. Lots of mistakes in Starlight Act 1. But I make up for it. And that's it. Could have gone a little faster had I not made those mistakes in the middle of the stage. But it's a really good one. And this one is about as ideal a run as I've ever had. I think the fastest time for Starlight Act 2 for me is like 35 seconds. But it's up in the 35-37 range. Jump over that. And the reason why I've never been able to get a better time is actually because I was not able to make the complete jump quite yet. You know, speedrunners are much better at this game than I will ever be. Whether it's 100% to whether they play to 100% completion or otherwise. And you want to save the spin dash until the very end, or else you will probably just fly off the ledge. Fly off the slope. Can't make that, so I gotta make some bold movements here. think this is technically the slower route, but I don't care. This route went a lot longer than this playthrough went a lot longer than I probably should have, but I pretty much forgot what I had to do. Again, you get so many resets. You have to reset your run so many times. Alright, at least I got some rings. Alright, I'm in a rhythm right here, but things are about to go wrong. I hear. Yeah, I have no idea why it took so long to get that, to beat this boss, but there it is, that's Starlight Act, and that's Starlight Act 3. Now the rest of the run pretty much hinges on Scrap Brain Act 1, which actually can give Screen Yard Act 3 a run for its money for how difficult it can be. I want to get the ring, just in case. I'll wait for those platforms to appear. So there's nothing of note for me to get the rest of the stage. And another mistake here. So I have to wait for this stupid thing to come back. But it now hinges on this. And I actually did pretty well. A couple mistakes here and there, but not bad. Starbrain, believe it or not, so long as you have rings and don't get crushed, Starbrain Act 2 is not too bad. I think the only problem is the route I took at the release does not have a single star post, so dying in this stage is pretty much the worst case scenario. It's okay, there's a shield monitor right there. Now this is scary. But I made it work. I want to get some rings because you do not want to die in this stage. It's not as hard as Scrap Brain 1, but you do not want to die in this stage. And I missed the monitors. Sucks. I'm gonna intentionally take the hit. And wow, that was actually really good. I really hate those freaking flames. But all things considered, I am done with Grappling Act 2. Gotta make the spring progress all the way to the very end, or you will not hit the switch. And here's a shortcut. Down here. For those who don't, this is probably the hardest stage in the entire game, bar none, if you opt not to take the shortcut. That's due to the last leg of the last underwater section. As there's an entire section with no air bubbles, so you have to go fast or die. Almost dodged that, but we're now in the end game. Ideally, you pretty much just want to get to Eggman on your first go around each and every time. Alright, so otherwise you just want to avoid getting crushed and avoid getting hit by those laser balls. And I stay as close to the center as possible. I actually had really good RNG during this boss fight. And one of the best things is, I don't even think I ever got the middle ones to appear. Both middle ones. If that were to happen, you basically had to pick your poison. You know, I was actually very grateful that I never got the two middle ones. And that's game, set, and match. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry it took a really, really long time, but I owe you guys a good, perfect playthrough of Sonic the Hedgehog. Storyline. I actually did not play this game until I visited a friend of the family's, their oldest son, who basically graduated college by the time I entered high school. But he owned a Sega Genesis, and he owned Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. And that was how I was introduced to Sonic 1. I would not be able to beat the game in total until I went to my Uncle Mark's house. And he had Sonic 1 and Sonic 3. And would eventually get Sonic 2 many, many years later. And first time being Sonic 1 was with all the Chaos Emeralds, by the way. I decided to grind for the Chaos Emeralds as well as for as many continues as possible. I had the TV and the Genesis all to myself that day, because both my uncles were at work, and my grandparents were not very interested in video games, and I was the only kid. I think it was summer of 2000 or 2001. So I just got to grinding in the special stages, got a ton of continues and all the Chaos Emeralds, and then just blitzed through the rest of the game. I died a lot, but I eventually beat it in like 2 hours. Give or take. So, this is a culmination of all of my hard work. So, I'm glad to finish, and if you like what you see, leave a like and subscribe. It will really help my channel. I do plan on blitzing through a ton of perfect playthroughs in the very near future. So, with all that said, this is Mike Gordon, signing out.